Welcome back to the Sam Statement. Today I will be joined by three people. Number one, we got the old, the faithful, the true, one and only.
Kept you waiting, huh? Hey, it's me, Dennis Thompson, owner of $2 and Dingo.
Cannan Joseph, hello.
This is Jack Cannan.
That's what I'm talking about. Today, we will be resuming the podcast. You've been waiting for 3 years. My faithful 55, the 55 faithful, you've been waiting every single day, around 1,000 days now, and it's back. I'm a senior in the film program at Liberty University. I'm about to make the thesis films. They're going to be great. I'm starting this week, and Dennis is making films. Jack's making films. Cannon's building stuff. But they'll let you know what they're doing. That's me. I have a girlfriend. She's amazing. Her name's Lisette. She'll be on the show for sure. But anywho, Austin Dennis, $2 and a Dingo.
Last time we spoke, hey kids, come here. I'm gonna move closer to you. You can't move closer to me. Last time we spoke, $2 and Dingo was just the name of a YouTube channel. Now it's an officially owned LLC. I've grown up, and boy, have you. Time has not been kind to you.
Not crazy. Okay.
Hey, Mr. McCullough?
Yeah.
Should we start the new adventure with introductions?
Well, some of you might be familiar with Cannan from previous episodes, but I think an introduction, I'm back, might be in store. I mean, it's been 3 years, you know?
Been 3 years. Last time you saw me was on the Neon Genesis Evangelion reaction. That
True.
Was, a great few episodes. I'm glad we didn't go any further with that. Let's not talk about that. But yeah, I mean, I've been good. A lot happened. I've grown up. I've grown a beard. You know.
True. We all have facial hair now. A little different.
We do all. Yeah. Literally, none of you had facial hair at that time.
No.
Right?
No.
No, that's crazy. I mean, that just shows the progression. I mean, it's incredible. I've grown hair in some other places too. But
All right, and off to Jack.
Hi, my name is Jack Cannan. This is my first time on this because I'm the fresh meat of the group.
True.
I also make movies. Yes, Dennis?
I was clapping. I'm sorry. I got excited. Go ahead.
So there you have it, folks. You know who everybody is. You might get to know them more over time. But as for now, you know you want to get into why are we back? What is our passion? What is this? Don't stare at my bald head, but stare into my eyes. When I tell you, filmmaking is a passion that was ignited by COVID. By the time of COVID, I made these little films on, you'll never guess, on a Chromebook. It's on a Chromebook. Listen, on a Chromebook, Zoom, we made Batman vs. Godzilla. Now look where we are. Sundance is waiting for us. They don't know about us yet, but they will. So thus I say, our filmography since then boasts By Six, The Self-Sick Love, Peeling Heights, Seeing Red, Mr. Least. Need I say more? The star of Espionage is also here with us, and we will make this perhaps the greatest podcast of filmmakers since Roger Deakins and his wife. Off to Dennis. Dennis is going to give us our first topic of the day. Yup, he didn't know that, but now he does. And it's going to be surprising who goes next. He doesn't know either, but that's funny. That's the way we do it. Dennis, start off. We got 10 minutes to talk about a topic. 10 minutes a topic, and we got 4 topics to talk about today. Let's get into it.
Okay. Topic number 1. Didn't realize this gave me. Mr. McCall, our owner, producer, master, our precious little ball dad, sugar daddy, our Goo Goo Gaga. told us to come up with topics to discuss that we could all like have a nice like cinematic discussion. Just real quickly, we have Cannan Joseph. We have Smart Reed State. He's an actor, and he is starting his little directing journey with a bunch of short films, like we were when we started this production and this idea. Jack Ruzanik is a director of photography on many films, and that is his passion. Sammy McCullough is Sammy McCullough.
I do gaffing. I do
like,
grip. First AC. Director of photography. Not directing.
Shut up. With all having this discussion, I think it's fair to start with the true building off of where we started with the fan film stuff. Spider-Man Load. No. Megalopolis. What the hell is that movie? Is Megalopolis going to be peak?
Is it going to be a boom?
Or something that is bad that rhymes with peak? Is it going to be boom or doom, peak, or something bad that rhymes with peak?
Peak or shriek?
I open the floor.
It is going to be bad, but also incredible.
Okay.
I don't know if they'll make their money back, but I do see it. I do see people being like,
$120 million.
people are gonna like really, really love it, and people are gonna be like, "What just happened? That was useless. That was stupid." That's what I think. I don't think it's gonna hit like crazy at the box office. Might win some awards. Maybe. I know if they win awards, it's because of politics and not because the film was actually good.
I keep up with a lot of the conversation around this stuff from all the film festivals and everything. And so whenever this premiered, it did not get it did not get good reviews at all, and it is currently self-funded by Francis Ford Coppola with a budget of $120 million, and the projections are to make $4 million in the opening weekend. And so people are saying that it is a one-of-a-kind movie, but the way they are describing it is the first of its kind and the last of its kind.
I think the issue with me is Francis Ford Coppola. What was his last movie? It was 14 years ago?
Yeah.
What was the movie? I forget what.
I don't know, but he's been working on the script for 30 years.
That's one of the issues, I think, because recently we came to that issue with Beetlejuice, where a script that's been working for 30 years feels kind of overcomplicated and kind of full of ideas. And I think the big thing with Coppola, that, you know, he's a cinematic genius, but when you have Coppola working on a movie for 14 years versus someone like Ridley Scott, who will pump out 2 movies a year, or who's just constantly making movies, and they can be dog crap, but then it's okay, because then he has another one that is a cinematic masterpiece right after. When you have Francis Ford Coppola, and you take 14 years to make a movie, if it's bad, people start to think, okay,
well,
they're another 14 years ahead of you.
Like, not only that, but also, like, the fact that it took 30 to 40 years to be made, and still, like, at least for Beetlejuice, it took 30 years to be made, and Warner Brothers said, hey, we want to make this. This took 30 years to be made, and not a single studio said, hey, we want to make this. So he had to sell off his vineyard to produce it himself. Maybe that's a sign that it shouldn't have never been produced. And I'm not even going to get into all the sexual harassments that happened on set.
And the AI usage is another thing. That's my knowledge of the movie.
That was okay.
The fake reviews, that's peak.
Here, we can line this up with the camera. Dennis Thompson, as I used to do back in the old thing. This is a floodgate moment where I have given you guys a topic, and it is leading directly into our next topic. The main thing I want to talk about here. Amazon, when pitched this film, were told to develop voice recognizing speech, like a voice recognizing thing that would determine one of 30 or so Adam Driver moments whenever they're interviewing. So you would have a scene where he's like, I'm going to build my city, and the crew, and the theater goers in the seats would go, what size is the city? And he would go, the size of the city is approximate to this. However,
what happens if someone goes, why is this movie so bad?
we were
I'm recording a podcast.
$200 million and some insane CEOs away from the funniest movie theater experience in the world.
Well, no, we're still going to have the funniest movie experience, because currently, as it stands and how it was shown at the Cannan Film Festival, is that Adam Driver still has that press conference, except a random employee walks out and asks him the question. So that means that every movie theater, they're going to have a random minimum wage employee walk out and ask Adam Driver questions.
There is no way. There is no way that they're.
How do you guys feel about that?
I think they're frankly gonna have probably the worst, like, acting, like, their theater employees. It's really bad, right? Because there's no way that they're gonna be able to fund everyone to do that. He's gonna lose all of his money.
Yeah.
I mean, it might be a cult following in, like, latter times, but as of now, it's gonna be really bad. I mean, what's he thinking? I mean,
I feel really bad for the small town movie theaters that only have a couple screenings, like a couple movies they can show, and then no matter what, if like even if there's only one person in the theater, that minimum wage employee still has to go out and do the speech.
It's a one-on-one experience.
I just feel so bad for the minimum wage employees in small towns who have to do it even if no one shows up.
We have about 3 minutes left on this topic. I just want to get it real quick. What? Just so we can age this episode poorly immediately. Let's just age the first episode awfully immediately, okay? I think that's a good starting point, okay?
yeah, probably.
Profit predictions for Megalopolis. Cannon Ghostwick.
Repeat the question.
You are not listening.
Box office predictions.
I really did not hear you.
Box office predictions for Megalopolis.
I mean, we've already kind of covered this. It's probably going to do very bad. I don't know an exact amount, but
I want a number. We're not betting. We don't gamble. But we're gonna bet.
I don't know what movies usually make. So like what's the projected box office? What's the okay?
No, just guess.
Let's go 300 million.
Okay, real quickly. Sam. Where am I in response to Cannon? Is he to my left or my right?
Yeah, he's to your right.
I know you're about to do.
Right here? Right here?
Yeah, right there.
Yes, Dennis.
Yeah, you're right there.
Say hello to this guy. 300 million. He does not. Okay, sorry. Japanese Anna.
No, Sam next.
I'm thinking 25 million.
See, I studied.
Nationwide, maybe. Not nationwide, worldwide. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah. What I was gonna say. Dennis, what were you gonna say?
No. Go ahead. I'll reveal mine last.
No. I want to know what you think.
What's the budget again?
120 mil.
I think we're making back the 120 mil. I'm going all the way. It's a limited release, right? We're going all the way. We're making 120. We're not making back the marketing, but we're making 120 mil.
Just the 120 mil or over, like by a long shot?
Exactly 120 mil.
Exactly 120 mil.
Okay, so the current projection is for it to make $4 million in its open weekend.
Oh.
And so I think they will not do good numbers in America. I have something that seems like a movie Americans will go to. However, I do think with the what seems to be avant-garde approach of it, Europeans will see it more than Americans will. But so I think it will have a much wider worldwide box office than the American box office, especially because Lionsgate is submitting it in America, while the original distribution was from France. And so I think I don't think it'll make a lot. I think it'll be lucky if it gets to 40 or 50 million.
Yeah, I agree. Dennis, he's below you?
I think it'll...
He's below you, Dennis. Yeah.
Is the podcast set up?
Yo, watch out! Come in here. Introducing cameo moment. In between topics, we got sound man Lucas Lidkainen.
Hello.
Luke, tell us about why
up,
you like
Dennis?
filmmaking.
Oh, I like filmmaking because, the main reason is because I like grip a lot, and I like to carry heavy stuff, and I like to carry heavy stuff, and then look at the camera and be like, whoa, they're recording this, and me carrying the heavy stuff helped them record this thing. And then I'm like, man, I'm gonna be in the movies.
Literally, that's the same exact way I feel.
Yeah. And I like sound because I pretend like I'm recording sound the whole time. They trust me with like their whole movie, and I just don't record anything. That's my favorite thing to do. That's my favorite thing. Oh! And it fell.
Time code.
Time code. I like to tell them that I'm running time code and then not run it, so they have to manually sync the audio and the video. It's awesome. Yep.
What's your prediction for Megalopolis? Box office.
Huh? Francis Ford Coppola's film,
What movie?
Megalopolis.
I haven't seen it.
Well, it's not out yet. How much do you think it's gonna make?
How much? Like $100,000.
Probably. He's right.
Can you imagine if he's right?
That'd be crazy.
I have to turn the AC off, so if it's hot,
You turn the AC off?
yeah. It's
Sound moment.
a sound moment. Come on,
That's
either.
crazy. We're doing a list upstairs. You think you'll be able to come up anytime soon?
Yeah, after the podcast.
When's the podcast done?
40 minutes.
Okay,
Oh, we'll probably
that's
do
all the
that
time we have for topic 1.
Probably done by then.
Who's next?
Topic 2.
Who wants to go next? I can go next.
Jack!
You go next.
I go next.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
Topic 2. That new Among Us TV show.
What do you say?
Among Us TV show.
I'm thinking, what?
Alright, topic 3.
What? I played nothing about the show.
Is it like concept art or anything?
Where did they first play it? Didn't they show a trailer for it? At some
There's
sort of
like a whole cast released.
Who's the
Is
guy?
it like the dude from Ant-Man and the Wasp?
It's like a stacked cast.
Oh, no way.
Name one.
No, let me look at it right now.
Are you ready? Let me list the cast members. Where is it? Okay. Oh, Dan Stevens, Patton Oswalt, Kamiko Glenn, Ashley Johnson, Deborah Wilson, Phil Lamar, Elijah Wood, Randall Park,
Elijah
Nicole Brown,
Elijah Wood. What is bro do? Spike in 3?
There's not a middle anymore.
Elijah Wood plays Green. Okay.
What is it really?
Who plays red?
Randall Park.
I didn't know what Mark is. I'm gonna look that up.
That's the guy from WandaVision, right?
Yes, sir.
The Office.
That's right. I'm thinking that it might be goated.
2024 or 2025.
It's animated.
Yes, sir.
Is it like CG animated or is it like 2D, like the game?
2D.
Oh.
Wow.
It should have been live action like the Minecraft movie.
So is it gonna be like Netflix release? Do we know anything about it?
I think it might be Netflix.
Hmm.
Yeah, I feel like something that Netflix would release. It might be peak though. It might be peak. I don't know.
I don't know if I'm gonna watch it.
Yes, why are you about to give birth?
Okay.
What video would be is that, Dominus?
We're gonna get so many imposter jokes. Do not bring back the Among Us jokes. No.
Please do not.
Saucy Baka?
The last time the Among Us jokes were a thing was on the Sam Staples running before.
That's true. Broad to fiction, critic, and then fan.
Critic? I mean, 35.
Yeah, critic gotta be like 30 or below.
And then like audience gotta be like
No,
70.
I think it's the exact opposite. I think the critics.
No way.
No way.
I think the critics are gonna eat this up, and then somehow this is gonna get review bombed for being too woke.
How would Among Us be woke?
You just
Exactly.
predicted it. You just predicted it.
He's so wrong. He might be right.
Party. Yeah.
There's gonna be a cameo from Kamala Harris.
Okay, buddy.
And she does her dance.
Politics are not a part of the same statement.
All arts politics, man.
We're talking about politics with Francis Ford Coppola. Film politics. It's politics. Just like the Gene Kelly Awards. They know what I'm talking about.
How do I say this? Cannon, you're just kind of another academic level of understanding this art.
What, Among Us?
Okay, he beat me. He got me there. Okay, I'm gonna say 55 critic, 95 audience. I think
95 is crazy.
It's not. No.
No.
Not.
You guys, you guys don't understand. Listen, I was there whenever GameStop was saved from bankruptcy by people online being goofy.
That's so true.
The ability. 2025 is going to be 5 years. Count 5 years after the pandemic and the big Among Us boom. Okay, boom. And if that's true, 5 years is a lot of time for nostalgia to develop. And they're gonna review bomb it to hell and back, full of happy reviews and brain rot.
I think if you average our total scores, it's like 60 critic and like 70 audience, and that's probably what it is gonna be.
I'm thinking lower critic, but like 70 audience is probably where I think. I think it's gonna be like somewhere in the middle range because they're gonna like goof around with it, but they're also gonna be like, "Who's not reviews great?" It's probably gonna be very bad. I mean, we'll see.
What happened? Can we group react to the Among Us show and then ball our eyes out on camera?
On the fan statement, we'll group.
Yeah, wait. Red is gonna green him. Sorry about blue. If you need anyone, I'm right here.
It's you, Red.
Oh, it's gonna be a murder mystery.
Right? Green's gonna be like, Red! You're gonna tell me you were the imposter! Everyone's gonna be watching this shit like, damn, that's, it's like, It's a Wonderful Life.
What? What? You compared to It's a Wonderful Life.
No, because listen, if Among Us was a children's cartoon back in like the 2000s and the 2010s, there would be a Christmas episode called "It's a Wonderful Sus" or some shit. It would be like, what if I wasn't the imposter? Think about all the bad that would have happened.
Yeah.
Like, Timmy Turner did it. It was awful.
It's a sussful life.
Oh, okay.
Insert AI trailer here.
No.
Screen culture.
Let's talk about screen culture.
No.
Let's not talk about screen culture.
But Cannan, what do you want to talk about? Because it's time for topic 3. 3 minutes.
Joker 2. So, Dennis, you've seen the spoilers. Obviously, we're not going to talk about spoilers,
Yeah, of course.
but
Well, from the reviews, I think I can talk for a minute about this while you guys gather your thoughts, Jack and Sam, okay? I talked about this earlier. I just don't dislike movies. I haven't changed from back then when we first did the Sam Sammy. I still find joy and whimsy in even the worst of films. Since we last talked, I think Morbius and Madam Web have both released. I didn't think either was like god awful, and if they were, I still was like, this is funny as hell. I'm liking this. I'm eating this up. It's funny. Good movies can be bad, but I still like them. Bad movies can be good, and I still like them.
3 out of 10.
But I will say one thing. It's a pet peeve. I cannot stand when movies are self-referential and so meta that they feel they have to posthumously poop crap it on the former movie. I feel like that is one of my biggest gripes with the new Star Wars films. Even though I like them, 7 through 9, it feels like each one in that sequence is going, get a load of this guy behind me. 7 didn't always do it. And then 9 goes, get a load of 8 behind me. And I feel like that only serves to crumble the foundation of the movie while also taking away the steam and like pressure and like the moment from that original film. And without spoilers, that is what I've heard Joker 2 does. I understand why. Joker 1 reached an audience that the creators feel is not the audience they wanted to reach out to. It feels like it has left its bubble of saying Joker bad, and too many people are saying Joker good. But by making this commentary that is so critical of Joker 1, it both makes Joker 1 kind of to think about now, because now you go, okay, Joker 1, and then Joker 2 kind of crowds all over it. But Joker 2 also doesn't have a leg to stand on without that movie. Therefore, it's this weird thing where it's hopping around on like a crutch, and then every action it takes is to swipe that crutch from underneath itself, and then it falls on its ass and goes, wait, why am I on the floor? And that's my big thing.
I think they could have, like, been, I don't know anything about spoilers, I just know it's not getting good reviews. I think the other issue, well, there's two things. One, they could have easily, not kind of accepted the community that they built with Joker 1 in a very different manner. And two, I think the issue is, even besides that, they don't even like the film they made.
Yeah.
Because they're being like, guys, it's not a musical. They just so happen to sing songs when they can't express how they're feeling, which is exactly what a musical is. And so that's my issue. That's my issue with a lot of modern musicals. A lot of modern musicals refuse to actually admit that they're musicals. And so it's like, especially for something like Joker that genuinely did not need to be musical, like there's one thing for what's like the new Mean Girls musical, like that was an actual musical that they just adapted, but they still refused to acknowledge it was a musical. For this, they did not need to make it a musical. They could have just made it a standard sequel, but they actively chose to make it a musical, so why are you upset now that you have to say that it's a musical?
No, I was excited when it was first announced to be a musical. I'm like, okay, this is different, but like, I'm pretty gonna do good on it. But what the reviews are saying, the musical parts aren't even good at all. Like they're not done. They don't commit to it fully. They kind of like.
The cool parts are the best parts of it.
Really?
Well, okay.
At least Tyler.
Right here it makes sense then, I guess. Yeah.
That's one thing though, because I don't mean that here. Sam, I'll let you go, then I'll come back.
So I actually have made a superhero musical for a 5-hour film festival, and it was called Super Romeo. It was like a Romeo and Juliet singing, and I realized that the genres could not clash more at all. I mean, how many superhero musicals are you seeing on Broadway? Like they're not the majority. And so when I heard Joker was going to be a musical, I was like, maybe like if they lean more into like the psychological thriller / musical, then this might work. But then as I see the trailer, I'm like thinking, oh, this is more like comic book accurate. And they're also making this musical. I forgot. I haven't seen the movie. I don't know, but I don't know how it's going to mesh together well. It might be an awkward watch. And if you have to think about what you're watching and you can't follow along with the story, then it's just not going to be as entertaining at the end of the day. And I think that's to its fault. And the story might be written well, and it might have beautiful cinematography, nice look, nice sound, good songs. But if the story doesn't match well together, then it's not going to be rewatchable, and it's not going to make that much money.
Like, for instance, even like if you... I'm not even talking about the musical aspect, because I'm just talking like what I've heard from your reviews. Is that apparently even without the musical aspect, they say like the first half and the second half feel like completely different movies. Because the first half is like entirely in Arkham Asylum, which is like really good, which is apparently like really good. And then the second half is just a courtroom drama, which I love courtroom drama, so I'm really excited to see that. But they're saying that there's like two separate like things and they don't mesh well together. So even if you separate the musical aspect of it, if you're having your basic script not mesh well together, how are you supposed to incorporate songs into that?
True, very true.
I think this plays into one of the biggest issues, other than the self-referential stuff, is that there's this new thing with New Hollywood, and it's been around forever, but it's just become more apparent as I grow up. There is this range, and I see a lot of musicals, and I think that's the weird thing. It's lack of faith in the concept from a fundamental base will only plant bad things. You cannot. Yeah?
Sorry, no, are you talking about musicals?
In general, musicals are the big one I see, because
I'll get to this after you say it.
It is a fundamental thing where you're either embarrassed of what you're doing, you're unsure of what you're doing. If you look at the blacklist on in Hollywood of like these movies that aren't being made or getting ready to be picked up, a majority of the tweaks they need are to just drop the stuff where you feel uneasy with the concept. And we talked about Marvel humor as a joke in one of our older episodes during the first run of the show. And Marvel humor works, it's like, oh, let's take the piss. Except the audience becomes aware of it, and then they realize Marvel humor is just the modern day way of saying oh gosh, this concept's silly. You can't fight a demon anymore and proclaim, I'm gonna fight this demon with my gun. You go, it's a little crazy that I'm fighting this demon with a revolver. That's pretty weird, right, guys? And it feels like it has to say, no, wait, we understand how weird we're being. Or in the musical sense, oh no, look, we're not this. We're not that weird. But if a movie that's so strange and obscure and weird as the Joker was originally trying to be and reach that mainstream audience, and it's so much of it is this idea of in his head and like what is really real and like what can you believe of this unreliable narrator, it lends itself to that unreliable narration of a musical. So you embrace it. You don't shy away from it because bad roots only make bad plants.
That's like it's been a curse with a lot of stuff recently. Like you talk about modern Hollywood, which back like you can even go back to the early 2000s when it comes to something like Chicago, or even the early 2010s with something like Les Mis. Even though Les Mis had its flaws, those were proudly musicals, and they still had a target audience for them. The issue is right now, the target audience, like people just don't want to see musicals anymore for some reason. I think they're burnt out of adaptations, and I think they'd much rather see them on Broadway. But I think the issue with that is like there's been a study that showed like people will not go to see musicals in theaters, and we saw like how musicals like West Side Story did, even though it was incredible.
Yeah.
And so the issue then is because people won't go see them, the studios are terrified to. They're still making them, but they're terrified to market them as musicals. But I think the issue then stems from if someone doesn't want to see a musical, what they hate more than anything is to be tricked into seeing a musical. And so I feel like they need to just be open about it instead of trying to hide it, because people are going to go there, spend their money. Like, sure, you're going to get box office, but then they're going to tell everyone, hey, it's just a musical, and then no one else is going to go see it. Or for instance, like, I'm not saying Wicked is doing a great job at marketing itself as a musical, but they're at least having the two biggest hits in the trailer, so everyone's like, okay, we know this isn't. Everyone knows the name Wicked as a musical. And we're seeing that's getting great press, and I'm not saying it's going to be great or anything, but it seems to have a huge, like a great audience attached to it already, and it seems that it's going to do at least a couple, like decent numbers at the box office for its first movie. So there still is an audience for musicals. You just have to actually be upfront about it in the first place. And that's what everyone is too scared to do.
True. Joker folly all do.
Okay, I don't want to bring it up now because we only have about less than a minute left in this conversation topic. But I think it'd be a good idea for the next time we meet and discuss. I want this to rattle your brains in case I remember it for our episode. Also remember everything that's going on with Joaquin Phoenix right now with him leaving set. We will talk about that later.
I haven't even heard about that. Okay.
Listen, I'm not going to say anything, but basically there's just been a lot of cases recently that have shown that for basically every film he's worked on for the past decade, he has tried backing out of it 2 weeks in advance. And on several other films that he has actively backed out of 2 weeks in advance.
Okay, I don't want to get too far into it, but at the same time, bro gave us Split because James McAvoy was the only one who delivered Split. Yeah. Anyway, Mr. McCall, I believe we're on your topic to end out the show.
The final topic of the day. Us as a friend group actually are very familiar with this channel. And it's not just this channel that utilizes this tool, but it's plaguing YouTube, Instagram, everything. It's these AI trailers. Now, we think that the screen culture ones are super funny, goofy, but my sister sends me even these Panavision with like these old actors' likenesses and everything. And did they not have a strike about this for like a year? So I'm just wondering, what do you guys think about this AI usage in content creation? Because I frankly, there will be never any AI on the Sam statement. I'm very against it. It's literally taking people's jobs away. And the creative effort of many people, it's going to take so many jobs away. I don't want to get into politics too much about AI, but I'm not for it, obviously. But what do you guys think? Do you think AI, is it okay if it's not monetized? Is it okay to be monetized if people are upfront and tell you it's AI? What do you guys think?
I'll say a couple of things. One, if we're talking about, like, not wanting to get into politics of AI, I think inherently by talking about AI, you get into politics of AI, because you have to have a stance on it. And I think the issue is, like, we obviously will watch the screen culture trailers because, haha, funny, like, look at how crappy this AI is, what could they possibly think of? But I think the issue then stems from the fact that we're doing that, but this channel has 1 million subscribers.
Yeah.
This channel is getting hundreds of thousands of views from people who are genuinely watching this, thinking this is an actual trailer.
Yeah, the comments. So many people are so gullible.
Or the other issue is that the only way AI gets better is by people using it more, and by these trailers being mass-produced, and people using the AI and image generation things on Instagram or something, the artificial intelligence is getting better and better, which is going to start being able to take more and more jobs away. And so you get into the whole politics ordeal of that, where, like, just by this channel existing and people being gullible enough to believe them, it gives them the ammunition to keep producing them. And even if they don't have bad intentions by it, they're just trying to make a quick buck, which
100%.
respect to them. But inherently, by doing that, it is risking the idea of people losing their jobs.
Joseph, can we go next?
You can go next.
Okay. I think I defend a lot of watching the screen culture stuff, mostly because it's kind of like watching a car crash. You kind of want to see, oh my god, how bad can it look? And to the trained eye, to this generation, it is like, okay, obviously the way he's looking, we don't even realize it, but we're already adapting as people to notice AI traits. We're noticing fur somehow amongst all
generations and younger generations are the issue.
Yeah, that's. I'm getting that. Okay. We're recognizing that, but I think if you look at Facebook, it's a good way of seeing this. And if you look at the YouTube comments on those trailers, it's things like, "Oh, Marvel going woke again," or "Oh, really? Robert Downey Jr. is going to return for another Sherlock? Someone's chasing the bag." And I understand there's no monetary gain. I understand that. One of the issues is that by
It is monetized.
Oh, okay, yeah. There's no
trailers.
no real taking the job there, but I think we nailed on the head here. It's training that AI, and if you look at Facebook, where you have people with 3 heads, AI generated, and like 90 fingers, and like double belly pregnancy, the comments are all the same thing, and you'll notice it's mostly older people, older generations saying amen, praise Jesus, amen, praise Jesus, amen, praise Jesus. It's people being exploited, and it's people seeing a coconut tree that has somehow been cut to perfectly resemble the image of Christ the Redeemer.
I was going to talk about that specifically. This side of it. I see it all over Instagram and stuff. It's like it's so obvious too. It's like an image of the sky, and that's like a giant image of Jesus, like a PNG of Jesus coming down, and then everyone in the comments is like, "Praise Jesus! Oh, he's coming back right now." It's crazy.
The issue is right now. I'm always hopeful. We're doing the right thing now. Oh, 1 second. What's up, Mom? I'm recording with Sam and them. Hey, what's that? Okay. Cut that out of the video, Sam. The big thing is, with AI, there is an inherent feeling of despair because we, as a generation, no matter what we do, we'll never be able to stop AI. The AI is for millions of good things. We can't expect everyone to stop because the artists are lower. Although, what we can do is put up these legal actions, such as the Screen Actors Guild saying, I'm not working with that. You will not let me work with that. It's the same limitations we've been using for things such as voice to speech. We put limits on that, okay? Not even the AI, the actual original voice to speech. We put limits on that because we are trying to diplomatically, using like laws, say, I won't work with this. And that's the only thing we can do. Trying to say no AI entirely is never going to work. You're fighting a steamroller and you are avoiding grass.
I think the other issue, and I'm not going to get to the most recent situation with Taylor Swift because I'm not going to get into that side of politics, but back in February, whenever the Super Bowl and everything was happening, a lot of really upset football fans would be posting AI-generated images of Taylor Swift just like white liquid all over her and her being like brutally assaulted by football fans and everything. And so that gets into the other situation of like the damages that AI can do of like basically.
That would be really bad. Yeah.
It's just harassment at this point. So it's a point where people now can make these things of people they know or people they want to know.
Yeah.
And they can damage them and their reputations without even knowing that.
It's going to get worse, too. It's going to get more realistic and accurate until you tell the difference between real or not. So, yeah.
I think that's actually a perfect example to use. Because in the same way that when this is supposed to be discussion on movies, I must discuss the history of man.
You're all good.
Whenever man discovered that they could just write stuff down, as time went on, people discovered I could just lie and write this stuff and publish it in there. I could just say, hey, don't vote for this guy as governor. He killed my son, right? And it put that out, and you pass it around, and everyone goes, well, it's written. Oh my gosh, and so we came up with libel and slander. And I think that's the big thing we're waiting for now. We're seeing these little ticks like Taylor Swift suing for those images. And then we're starting to see with Elon Musk over there in X doing his bullshit with the AI images being cut off there. What we're waiting for here is the massive, I don't want to call it a needle drop. This is a casket full of markers slamming onto the hardwood floor. We're waiting for something to seriously come up that spreads a genuine misinformation, something that will likely be marked in history books, such as a presidential address that's really well edited and really well AI'd to make it seem real, send a nationwide panic for a few minutes, and then immediately we're going to start seeing restrictions and people are going to get sued out the ass. And that will inherently spread the chain reaction that instead of being like, I don't want to work with AI, I'm going to start suing AI. We're going to start to see Robert Downey Jr. and his managers say, I'm not working on Sherlock 3, 2, and that's going to be the big thing.
The first thing is, you know what's going to be the catalyst?
Huh.
I don't know what it is, but it's going to be something Disney.
Disney. Disney embraced it. Secret Invasion, don't forget.
But what I'm saying, someone's going to make some crappy thing of like Walt Disney AI, or like make like a super hyper realistic like Frozen 3 trailer that people genuinely think is real, and then Disney's finally going to call it quits and starts suing these people for that, and that's going to cause the turn effect because Disney's always hyper freaking out when it comes to their own properties.
Yeah, that's true.
That's you nailed it right on the head.
I wouldn't be mad. I mean, I think it's gonna be Disney or a huge corporation like that it happens with first. I mean, it's not gonna be like my senior thesis film, but
it's like as much power as Taylor Swift has in certain things that we're seeing right now with the election, her suing a couple random guys for making promiscuous AI-generated images of her is not going to cause the downfall of AI. Like, we need a major company to do it first.
Definitely.
Yeah, Disney's definitely the biggest one to do it. Nintendo is pretty strict about that stuff too, but I don't
We haven't even thought about that.
I like suing people too.
I mean, what movies? I mean, what movies would they even do? Like Mario 2 or something?
Well, yeah, but it's not just movies. Like, they can make AI-generated images with their characters.
You mean like game trailers and
We're thinking in our medium here. Okay.
Cameo.
That's out.
Wait,
What?
Howard say hi. Is it a cameo?
The Cannan says hi. Okay, we're thinking too smallly. In the same sense that an AI right now can emulate light the same way a cinematographer can think of light, but obviously not in as good of a way.
Because they don't have the heart.
In the future, there's going to be AI that can simulate code for jumping with physics of Mario at Super Mario 64. And the second Nintendo gets news that there is a game that's basically pirating via AI taking from their stuff, because there's going to be that Nintendo. It's always like this.
Remember that Roblox Pokemon game that they sued?
Yeah. Well, Nintendo loves suing that stuff, but I mean, AI is going to go, well, from this loophole, someone dumped all of Super Mario 64, and they're going to have something that has one of those Nintendo stamps in it, and then the second they realize that it's going to be like this chain of command for code, it's going to be like the jump equals this at Nintendo, something like that, and the second Nintendo sees that, it's over for video games with AI, because they're going to sue, because they're going to say, that could be our jump, that could be our slide animation. What we're waiting for here, once again, is AI to get to a point where it can either successfully steal customers away from Disney or successfully steal customers away from Nintendo. In this way, capitalism has come full course and will swallow itself. Not political, just the truth.
On that note,
What an amazing topic to finish the episode. And so, for a few last minutes, we'll calm down from the craziness of AI and these little goofy films that are happening and talk about what to expect in the future for the Sam statement. I think it's a good idea. So, in the olden days, I used to do some reactions. Code Oranges, you might remember them, where we would talk about crazy breaking news. However, I don't think that I'm going to be able to do that as of now, so those are going to be on the back burner, and they're going to be replaced with video essays, maybe once, twice a month, about old movies. And I would like to announce that the first one is going to be over this movie called Army of Shadows. Now, you guys might know of it if you're like really, really movie buffs or like some crazy cinephiles. However, 99% of the people don't. So, I'm going to do a deep dive onto why it is an amazing film, why you should watch it, and things that were important in this aspect of filmmaking that we still use today. So that's a little video essay. I would say shout out to Two Dogs and a Dingo production. They just released a video. It's amazing, and I definitely recommend watching it. I showed everyone in class today, Mr. Least, and more. More's coming. I mean, you guys could say something. I know you guys are shooting something in October. If you want to talk about that, you don't want to talk about it, it's fine. But things are coming. Get excited, get hyped. The future is looking good.
we're filming something in October, and that's all I'm going to say about that. We're keeping
Say
it
it for
secret.
it. I'll say it. We're not going to tell you about it. But, we're not going to tell you about it. But I will say, I'm very glad Sam came to us with this idea of bringing back Sam Salmon while we were auditioning for it. And I don't want to get too into the whole, nostalgic bait of, oh my gosh, look, we're doing this again, but with our friends. I think one of the big things to acknowledge is that when we started this, we were kids who liked movies. Now, we are young adult man babies who like movies and make them on a professional level, or at the very least are achieving near that level right now and are actively entering the industry. So, I think one of the things you're going to see is a pivot away from all these, 20-minute films, and instead, when we send these to festivals, this is our way of still keeping that connection of being oh, I want to talk about this movie. Oh my, Transformers 1 is going to be literal peak. By the way, Tommy next to me, that will be a release. So I'm just going to say that.
Yeah, will be a topic for sure.
If we're talking about things to look forward to, I'm not going to say everything, but I'm saying this so I can actually have to do it. It's because it's going to be out in the public now. I'm not going to reveal all my details because I want to keep it under wraps as much as possible, but expect a tribute project to Taylor Swift in some capacity within the next year.
All right, Jack. All right.
And of course, just like last season, in error of this, we have to predict the death of a major movie star in a way. So Justin, you get to keep that. Don't you dare actually answer. Don't you dare actually answer.
I mean, I have one on the tip of my tongue right now.
What's up?
Anthony Hopkins, September 21st. And just like that, guys, we're going to end the episode.
Robert Downey Jr. for 29th. Next year.
I'm going to mute and blur that out just because it's funny. But
Car crash.
you'll never know. You never know.
Can we please just put up boop or some shit over his name?
Oh, yeah, that's I will.
And you just blur that all out for me, okay? Okay, blur all that out. What I just said was crazy, okay? The fact that he's gonna blur that all out.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, guys, you know what we do at the end of every episode. We gotta hit you guys with the see you later. Bye.
I think I do a usual little outro, don't I?